Gearing up for the new school year, we have a few tips to help you finalize your preparations. Plus, technology upgrades to the police force, such as the state-of-the-art forensic autopsy suite and other equipment and investments to enhance the operations of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. You're watching Jamaica Magazine, and I'm Adrian Atkinson. There's more, so stay with us.
This message is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Since April 2021, NHD completed 8,330 houses. More than 10,360 units are under construction. Over 10,300 are in the planning and design stage. 6,750 are in the contract phase. 12,515 are in procurement. If you take all of that, in addition to what the NHD does directly with persons, the Jamaican public can be assured that from the NHD alone, 50,000 houses will be available on the market to meet the demand that exists.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Good day, I'm Lisa Rowe and this is your JIS News for Thursday, August 14, 2025. The country recorded its strongest ever stopover arrivals for the month of July this year. Preliminary data from the Jamaica Tourist Board indicates that 286,548 stopover visitors reached the island's shores last month. This represents a remarkable 16.5% increase compared to July 2024 and a solid 4.8% growth over the 2023 figures for that month. Minister of Tourism Edmund Bartlett says the numbers reinforce the destination's strong global appeal as a premier Caribbean destination. The record-breaking July performance continues Jamaica's strong tourism momentum throughout 2025 and is attributed to several factors. These include enhanced airlift capacity, successful marketing campaigns targeting key source markets, and the island's diverse tourism offerings from beaches to cultural experiences. Director of Tourism Donovan White stresses that the growth represents not just numbers, but families choosing Jamaica for their vacations, business travelers discovering our world-class facilities, and repeat visitors returning to experience our unmatched hospitality and natural beauty. The government continues to make important strides in the fight against human trafficking. Chairperson of the National Task Force Against Trafficking in Persons, NATFATIP, Ambassador Alison Stone-Roof, says that 2025 marks 2 decades of sustained efforts to combat the crime through a coordinated multi-agency approach.
We've secured 16 convictions, rescued over 130 victims, established safe spaces for children, and we've established an office for independent oversight through the appointment of a national rapporteur on trafficking in persons, which is the first of its kind in the region.
Ambassador Stone-Roof was addressing the inaugural Caribbean Trafficking in Persons CARITIP Forum held recently in Montego Bay. Acknowledging that the Caribbean faces unique challenges in addressing human trafficking, she says these undermine societies, exploit vulnerable populations, and threaten collective security. The Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of National Security reaffirms Jamaica's dedication to ending human trafficking through strengthened regional cooperation.
Indeed, we're leaving no one behind in this fight.
Jamaica is now fully self-sufficient in poultry production. Agriculture Minister Floyd Green made that declaration during the recent launch of a 6.5 megawatt liquefied natural gas LNG cogeneration plant at the Best Dressed Chicken facility in Spring Village, St. Catherine. The minister points out that despite challenges during the hurricane season, including the loss of about 300,000 birds from Hurricane Beryl, the poultry sector still recorded its highest output last year, producing over 142,000 tons, a 3.3% increase over 2023.
This landmark achievement was anchored by the Jamaica Broilers Group. In fact, in most of our Caribbean neighbors, they import about 80% of their poultry. In Jamaica, we are fully self-sufficient in our poultry production.
A call is being made for health research abstracts ahead of this year's 16th Annual National Health Research Conference in November. The Ministry of Health and Wellness, which is hosting the conference, says it welcomes high-quality health-related abstracts from researchers, students, clinicians, nurses, and other healthcare professionals. The abstracts are to be featured during the staging of the three-day signature event. Abstracts for consideration are to fall under 6 main thematic areas. These are non-communicable diseases, demographic changes, aging and birth rates, men's health, sexual and reproductive health, AI and robotics in healthcare, and workplace wellness. Outside these main areas, other high-quality health-related research abstracts are also welcomed. The deadline for submission is Friday, September 12, and these should be made online via the National Health Research Conference portal on the ministry's website. The annual conference, which saw more than 1,500 participants in 2024, serves as a springboard to foster a culture of research that contributes to improvements in the public health program, planning, and service delivery. Jamaica's premier two-day convention, Animecom Fest, had its 7th staging this past Sunday with a much bigger turnout. Last year, the annual event was held at the University of the West Indies, but due to overcrowding, it was moved to the National Arena this year. Executive Director of the Tourism Enhancement Fund, Dr. Kerry Wallace, says it points to the growing local interest in this sector of entertainment.
It made sense for us to get a bigger venue to provide the space and the comfort for all the patrons who wanted to, and give it the room for growth. The whole idea of all the development that we do is for growth. We believe Jamaica really should have the types of festivals and events and parties and carnivals and so on that are some of the best in the world, that people on the planet anywhere has a dream, put it on their bucket list to come to have that kind of experience here on this beautiful part of the world called Jamaica.
Seeing it get bigger means that we are making a mark in Jamaica, to me at least, that there is another niche that needs to be pandered to, because we love these things, so we'll always support.
Animecom celebrates animation, cosplay, comics, gaming, film, K-pop, content creation, and cultural diversity, bringing together fans, creators, and industry professionals while inspiring creativity and innovation among Jamaica's youth. Dr. Wallace encouraged the partners and young people in attendance to continue working to make Jamaica's anime industry become a global one.
It's just really impressive to see more and more Jamaicans partnering, coming together for a common purpose of developing a subsector of Jamaica's creative industry, which is anime. I mean, we know it's international, but we believe strongly that Jamaica's version can rise to where it dominates the world. We've done it before. We've had rhythm and blues music that our Jamaicans did a spin on it and created something called reggae. And reggae went on to become one of the greatest music genres on planet Earth.
And finally, the Office of the Governor General is cautioning the public and media entities to avoid sharing information that could misrepresent the facts or cause confusion in the electoral process. This as the office decries the circulation of a photograph which falsely depicts a proclamation by the Governor General to prorogue Parliament and declare an election date. In a statement released this morning, the Governor General's office clarifies that the correct information was published in the Jamaica Gazette supplement dated Monday, August 11, which is the government's official means of informing the public about such matters. The statement further asserts that the Office of the Governor General remains steadfast in upholding the dignity of the institution and its mandate to uphold Jamaica's democratic processes with transparency, accuracy, and integrity. And that's it for JIS News Today. I'm Lisa Rowe. Thanks for watching.
Living in a systematic adjudication area, it's time to secure what's yours. The National Land Agency is distributing titles under its systematic land registration program. Persons in St. Elizabeth and Manchester, visit the Junction Guest House in St. Elizabeth to collect your title. In St. Catherine, we're coming to you house to house. To collect your title, bring your government-issued photo ID. If someone is collected on your behalf, they should bring a JP certified letter and their government issued photo ID. For more information, call 876-750-5263 or visit nla.gov.jm. One agency, one goal, committed to serve you better.
From the beat on the street to the glow of the digital screen, the police force has stepped into a new era. Armed with cutting-edge tools and smarter technology, the badge is now backed by bytes, changing the way peace is maintained and justice is served.
One thing is clear, that the JCF has now fully internalized and mainstream technology. All of what you're seeing now is an impact coming from several years ago, several policy and strategic decisions taken through the National Security Council within the framework of Plan to Secure Jamaica, supported by a budget. For the last 9 years before 2016, the $28 billion was spent on national security. Since 2016 to now, the government has spent almost $90 billion. We have invested in technology, which is a display here, but more importantly, we have invested in leadership and doctrine. So we have invested in the training of a cadre of leaders of not just the JCF, but in the military and in customs and in MOCA. And they have a particular doctrine, and that doctrine rests upon excellence. And they are passionate about bringing down crime. So you're looking at a new tier of leadership within the JCF that could do well in any other force in the world. They are world class. The other big investment was the expansion of the size. And then we invested in other capabilities. We invested in investigative capabilities. We invested in forensic capabilities. We invested in special operations and tactical capabilities. And then we created new formations. FNIT, for example, is one. And then we turned the organization to focus on strategic threats. And the biggest strategic threat for Jamaica's security are gangs. So we have restructured the JCF to be able to deal with these criminal threats. And we are going to be relentless in getting rid of the gangs. What is clear is that there is a culture of embracing and utilizing technology. The JCF is also building the capabilities to use those technologies and innovate, and to make those technologies more native to the challenges that it faces, and to create some of these technologies. So the JCF is being positioned to become the leading technology force in law enforcement in the region. So very soon, the JCF will be able to export some of its knowledge and capabilities to support other law enforcement entities in the region. There's still a lot more to be done, and we intend to continue the investment in the security forces. I must commend the Commissioner of Police and his team. What you're seeing here requires leadership, and the former Commissioner Anderson and now Commissioner Blake have given excellent leadership to the force. There is a clear direction, there's a clear doctrine, there's a clear mission, and the level of morale has never been higher. And now it's important to build the connection with the public, to ensure that every action they take, the people of Jamaica will appreciate it, will understand what they're doing, and will feel safe. And once that is in place, then you're on your way to building a very peaceful society.
Jamaica, I can help you protect our city. citizens.
Jamaica Eye will play a part in increasing your public safety.
Jamaica Eye is part of an island-wide network of camera surveillance systems designed to increase the safety of you, our citizens. If you have a camera system outside your home or office facing a public space, log on to jamaicaeye.gov.jm today. Jamaica Eye, we're all connected. The Ministry of National Security, creating a safer and prosperous Jamaica.
Behind locked doors, science speaks for the silent. In this state-of-the-art forensic pathology autopsy suite, every table, light and instrument is designed to reveal the truth that only the human body can tell. Today, we step inside the newest chapter in the fight for justice.
Historic step forward for national security, justice, science and public health. Jamaica now leads the Caribbean in forensic advancement. The Ministry of National Security officially opens the state-of-the-art forensic pathology autopsy suite built to international standards and designed to meet the growing needs of a modern justice system.
Institute of Forensic Science and Legal Medicine is a critical institution in the entire security architecture and a part of the Plan Secure Jamaica program. It's critical because it is important that when criminals are apprehended, we can take them to court with irrefutable evidence and have successful prosecution.
We have designed a building that is 1,500 square meters, which comes out at about 16,700 square feet. We have parking for 43 cars. We have covered areas for places like when the bodies are brought in, they brought them under the shade, take them into the area where they weigh the bodies, and then they take them into the cooler rooms. This particular room is what I consider the engine of the entire building, where 10 people who would work in here as pathologists, totaling 120 bodies can hold in this building. So, for example, if you have an earthquake and we have problems in the country, this building can't stop. It has every backup that we can say to make sure that nothing stops. It has to run. And there's a lot of equipment and rooms. Also, how people come into the building. The police are properly positioned that they can control anybody coming into the building. Also, there are cards that some people can allow into some areas, others can't. So those are the kind of things that go on. It is very sophisticated.
Jamaica has not had a national, public morgue since the 1970s. My understanding is that the facility was destroyed by fire. Now, what this really meant is that we were conducting, postmortems in private funeral homes, in an unregulated industry. And when you consider the justice and security implications of that, there was really a need to have this facility in place at the earliest opportunity.
This project was started in October 2021, to be exact, the 14th of October. My experience with this, I think I've learned a lot on this building, being the first building of its kind in the Caribbean. And it's a unique building. Most of us, if not all of us who work on this building, see it as being unique to the country.
Students, policemen who can come, look at what the pathologists are working on, and we can ask questions as they work along. And that applies here as well. This particular one behind us is really the one that the police use. And if they have questions, they can talk to the pathologists from the room up there and make their own notes, because all of that sometimes comes into the courts.
There is a nexus between security, economic and social development. No doubt about that. All right? What this facility will do is to contribute in a very meaningful way in improving the investigative capacity of law enforcement and all the other entities, within the justice system, the courts, to have access to forensic certificates, in a timely manner to ensure that the right perpetrators, are brought to justice. You can see how it will actually strengthen security, justice, and by extension, economic and social progress.
There is no doubt that a quality criminal justice system is important for national development. And that's what the forensic, the autopsy suite brings to the table.
It's going to be groundbreaking for our country in terms of the national security implication.
Ultra-modern facility, certainly the best in the Caribbean.
This facility is more than modern equipment. It is a testament that the government remains steadfast in its commitment to truth, accountability, and the pursuit of justice.
The following is brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
We estimate that there are about 20 to 25,000 who are unemployed because they do not have any skill. They are a loss to our economy. And we have tasked hard to find these 25,000. Go out into the communities, put on your training fairs, have specific agents out there doing your reconnaissance and surveillance and finding these youngsters. Get them into your training program. Offer them stipends and bus fare and lunch money. But more than that, what they need mentoring. Because oftentimes they simply do not know about the opportunities that exist. They exist on the periphery of the system and they are skeptical of the system and they don't believe that the system is set up for them. Your country needs you.
Be smart. Choose hard.
The proceeding was brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
We are 3 weeks away from the start of the new school year, and if you're struggling with your back-to-school preparations, here are a few tips to get you on track.
If your child will be wearing uniforms or shoes from the last school year, check if they can still fit. You don't want to be caught off guard finding out they're too small the day before school reopens. Next, check their immunization card to ensure your child is up to date with the required shots. If not, now is a good time to get this done. As you continue your preparation, take an inventory of school books and supplies you have at home and remove those from your current list. Book drives are common at this time, so remember to check with neighbors, friends, the school, church, or other sources for books that are on your list. To avoid being overwhelmed, do your shopping in two parts. Uniforms, shoes, and any other clothing items could be done one day, while books and other stationery supplies could be done another. If you're reusing school or lunch bags, wash them ahead of time and ensure the zippers are working. Now is also a good time to start adjusting bedtimes to get your child back into a routine. And don't leave all the book wrapping and labeling of personal items for last. Once you have these items, start right away and spread it out over a few days. Review safety measures if your child takes public transportation. And if they're going to a new school on a new route, take them at least 2 times before school starts to get them familiar with the buses to take. You should also consider scheduling hair grooming appointments to avoid the last-minute rush. These are just a few tips to get your back-to-school checklist started.
Time, media, and information are all elements the Ministry of Education and Youth is using in the teaching and learning environment to ensure the needs of all students are met.
Time is so important. We have to let our students spend time with the media, whatever it is. So we have to present the information in different medias and then give them the opportunities to spend time with the information. So don't feel you're overloading them. Give them the information. Don't let it be that they are in need of some information or content and it's not available. You did not expose them to it. Ensure that you utilize all the resources that we are presenting and give the students as much practice, engagement to spend time with the information so that they will get it, they will learn it. After you have exposed them to the media, you have given them time to engage with the content, the media. What is the feedback you're going to get from that information? How are you going to utilize that information to make decisions for your students and yourself? There are the students that you can just give them the media and they will get it in whatever form you give it to them. So, knowing that difference in your students, you are now better able to support the ones that you need to pay extra attention to. First, we want to look at our Google Workspace. It provides you with tools for collaborating class, and some of those tools are their Classroom, your Google Classroom, your Google Docs, your Google Sheets, slides, and it also helps you to communicate. From there, that gave us the opportunity to give you your email accounts. This is how your classroom should really look, with all your teachers in one space and a fully managed online school.
By effectively managing their time, incorporating media into their lessons, and providing access to high-quality information, teachers can create a learning environment that is engaging, interactive, and effective for all students.
This is where our journey ends, but only for today. Do join us again tomorrow when we'll bring you another informative program. In the meantime, stay connected via our website, gis.gov.jm. And while you're online, send your feedback to Jamaica Magazine at gis.gov.jm or via X at JIS News. You may also find us on all the major social media platforms and through our mobile app that's Android and iOS compatible. On behalf of the entire production team, I'm Adrian Atkinson. Do take care.
This has been a production of the Jamaica Information Service, the voice of Jamaica.